Keisha here of New World Tarot, and thank you for joining me for what I expect is probably going to be a very quick and fast vlog. Obviously, if you're joining me anywhere near the time that I filmed this, it is certainly an unprecedented time happening right now in our society, and it just can bring up a whole lot of uneasiness and questions and uncertainty. And I'm not one to certainly focus on things that are, negative or that are toxic and that suck the life out of us. But it's reached such a prevalent tone right now, and it pretty much has taken over a lot of the arc of everything that's happening in our lives. It affects everything from our income to our pastime, and it just is definitely something that is weighing on all of our minds, I guess, at this moment. And I just wanted to come on and just kind of, hope that this video can be helpful to others, to get a perspective on it, and also it's kind of therapeutic for me too, to kind of talk about it as seen through the lens of my practice that I do. So if you follow me on Instagram at all, I recently kind of did a little spread on this whole thing. And at the time, even before it's reached its full fever pitch that it had, it's much more intense now than it was when I initially sought out some answers to the cards. But even at that time, it kind of was weighing so much on me, and kind of, was really concerned about what's going to happen. And also was just wondering, why is this happening? So that kind of, brought me to the cards. But, so I used the amazing Spirit Keepers Tarot, Vitruvian edition by Annabelle Wynn, and she has an absolutely genius deck. And I really wanted to use a heavy-hitting deck for a heavy-hitting answer. You know what I mean? This is definitely, I think it handled big, cosmic questions. So basically, I specifically pose these questions to two cards in particular. The first question I ask is, why is this happening? Why are we having to deal with this? What is really going on right now? And I pose this question specifically to the Archangel of Healing, the angel who salves and purifies. So in the Spirit Keepers Tarot, and I'll have a bigger snapshot of the cards up here in a moment. But this is basically often referred to as the King of Cups. Here in this deck, the King of Chalices. And this is basically the high angel, and it's a high guardian of healing and of health and of purification. And according to, the deck creator, this is who we would ask questions of healing, of purification, of ailments, disease, and that sort of a thing. So I pose that question to the Archangel of Healing. And in response, we receive the Chancellor reversed, which is often the Justice card in other decks. We got the Joined One, which is the Two of Chalices. And we got the Memory Keeper, which is the Six of Chalices. So this was very interesting spread. So firstly, what I see here is there's definitely a sense of, why is this happening? Why is this going on? And this seems very unfair. But with the message of the Chancellor pulled in reverse, what I kind of see is that this is actually not unfair. And this is balanced according to laws. And you may ask, what laws? Well, to me, how I'm reading into this is it appears to be fair and balanced according to the laws of nature, and it is fair and balanced according to everything that has happened before. I kind of think of the Chancellor, Justice, as just being a card of, truth, really. As it's unemotional truth with all of the fluffiness kind of taken out of it. And it's the truth that what has manifested is definitely a result of everything that has come before it. All the energy, all the hands, all the events that have led up to this moment have, you know, basically coalesced in this right now. And we also have to look at our role that we've played in this as well. We kind of had been dealing with pandemics before now, and we've known that it was only a matter of time. We've got some taste and inklings of this, actually recently with other pandemics that are breaking out in just the past few years. And yet, we really it really wasn't concerning enough for us to really have put the proper things in place. And we find ourselves where we're at right now. We kind of knew it was coming eventually. It was only a matter of time. And here we are. We also have the Joined One and the Memory Keeper. Now, the Joined One, Two of Chalices, is a card of togetherness. And it's a card of, you know, connection and cohesion. And this is definitely, and I think it's even interesting, there's actually, I believe it's called a caduceus. I'm probably mispronouncing that correctly. But, you know, the medical staff that has the two snakes entwined around it in the background that is often associated with paramedics is actually in this card, which is really interesting. And it is just, speaks to, you know, our number one, probably our globalization, the fact that we are more interconnected nowadays. We are, you know, flying across oceans, and we even have hands, like meeting across a body of water, meeting across the ocean. That has played a part, and the thing is, one thing that a pandemic can do is it can actually bring us closer together. We're kind of all in the same boat right now, and in order to overcome this, we have no choice but to learn to work together and to work cohesively to overcome this one thing. Like, we're all dealing with the same enemy at this moment, which is, you know, this pathogen. And then we have the Memory Keepers, the Six of Chalices. And this card, to me, you know, is often about the past. And especially with what the name of this card is, the Memory Keeper. It is heavy on the past coming back to affect the present. And again, I think about what, number one, our role and what we have played in the past with currently having things happening right now. I also kind of see this as also a reminder that we've been here before. Like, this has happened before. And we've come through things before. We've come through worse things, actually, than this. And it's going to happen again, most likely, as long as it's just an aspect of living on planet Earth. But the thing is, when we go through it, what do we need to remember in order to make the next time, to build upon the next time, and make it better for ourselves? One thing we don't want to do, like as we've done in the past, which is come through it and then just, just throw it away and not have it ever be on our scale of things that can happen until it's too late. So hopefully we'll take that, and we will, because this too will become in the past. And that's one thing we have to always remember, is this too shall pass. This will become in the past. So what are you going to take from it to move into the future? And also, this card as well, the Rider-Waite, Six of Cups, which is, you know, basically what this card, one of the cards this is associated with, is called the Lord of Pleasure. And it is, you know, a card ruled by the element of the sun, and the planet of the sun, excuse me. And it is about, you know, even on this card, we have these beautiful plants and stuff. And it's a reminder to literally slow down and smell the flowers, and just literally take advantage of the world kind of slowing down, which I'll admit, I have some issues with, you know, like it just feels very unnatural to just cut things off and actually do more of what I want, you know, like obviously within reason. We can't really, you know, go do what we want at this time, but it's just a reminder that, again, look around you. Like, we're actually in a very dynamic and very wonderful time of the year that usually gets a lot of press, and usually everyone is so happy to get to, but this has overshadowed it. So, but it's up to us to kind of look for that pleasure again, and look for the beauty in life, and look for the connections in our life, and how, you know, often many of us are now spending more time with our loved ones, and that's actually a good thing. That's actually more natural. We're actually being forced into a more natural way of life, which is very, very disconcerting for a lot of us. So now that, you know, and I thought it was a very interesting response that I got through this deck. So it'd be interesting to see if you actually ask, you know, a deck yourself, or any divinatory medium that you have, you know, what is happening, and see what comes through. And so I also asked the Ivory Shield, which is the shields are often seen as the queens, and this is technically the Queen of Cups, or the Queen of Chalices, which is here. And in this deck, the shields, or the queens, are actually the protectors, and they're actually the defenders, as opposed to being very nurturing. I love the spin that she put on this, is that they are holy guardians that are designed to protect and really put a shield around things. And what is genius too? So obviously this is the Ivory Shield. She is the Queen of Chalices, and she is a protector from ailments. So the Archangel of Healing is the great, you know, kind of a great guardian and commander of the entire realm of healing. And this is the great defender from ailments, and from disease, and from injury. So I wanted to ask her particularly what we can do to protect ourselves from, well, how can we keep ourselves healthy and protect ourselves from infirmary and from attack. And what I love too is so genius. She actually, the Benbow Wen actually created on this shield the Latin for one of the most potent, incredible spiritual invocations like ever written to paper, which is, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. And I feel like that inscription on her shield certainly makes her a good person to want to invoke and ask. So using this, you know, shuffled in, and the cards that she selected were the Reaper reversed, which is death in a traditional card, pulled in reverse, and the Golden Shield. So we have another shield, another defender in a different suit, which is really interesting. So this is also, this is in the suit of Scepters, which is ruled by fire. Okay, so first one, so what can we do? Right away, it was really interesting that the Reaper, which is death, came up pulled in reverse. And what I associate with this, I rarely ever associate the death card, which is Reaper, with actual physical death. And in this case, what I associate it with, especially since it came up reverse, is actually physical ailment, pestilence, disease. I literally believe that this represents the pathogen that we are dealing with right now. And again, I believe that the reversal to me has weakened it to be a physical ailment and a physical thing, as opposed to spiritual death, which to me is a big transformation energy that's upright. What's very interesting is this is actually sandwiched between two shields, two defenders. So we have a weakened, reversed, you know, Reaper card sandwiched between two shields. Basically, what I'm seeing here is God has got your back. Like, if you seek him, you ask him to help you, you're good. Like, all you have to do is ask, believe, expect, and also do your part, which I believe is where the Golden Shield comes in. This is ruled by the element of fire and is, again, like the Queen of Scepters. And this is very much about learning to defend yourself. I associate yourself with this card. and, you know, doing the things that you need to do to defend your livelihood, your personal and individual interest. And so it's not a very passive queen. so she is actively doing what she needs to defend herself. So you take the reins and learn to defend yourself and actually seek higher guidance, and you will be defended from this attacker. Okay? It's, again, yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, this is on the shield, and you're going to be protected. Okay? So, and it's very interesting because I associate, you know, Aries, of course, to me is very much underneath the suit of scepters and the element of fire. And this new moon Aries, you know, I believe it's a good time as we kind of start over into a new month, start over into spring, to just remember who you are. And I think that's also an aspect of this as well. And protect who you are. Because right now, there's a lot of people forgetting who they are. And you see this in a lot of news stories about horrible hoarding behavior, fearful behavior, fights over things. People forget who they are when they become scared. And Aries is very much a sign of individual strength and courage, and just being super confident in yourself and knowing, you know, at your core, at your spirit, who you are. So if there's anything that you know, is kind of a takeaway that I kind of see all this, when I see the layout here and I see, you know, that we're now in a new moon in Aries, it's just to embrace that Aries sense of your strength in yourself, your confidence in yourself, and knowing that you are, you know, you are pure energy. You vibrate at the core of you higher, at a higher frequency than anything on the physical plane around you. That you bend matter with your will. You know, Aries is very much a very willful energy. And remember that, and to tap into that, and to know that you know, you've been here before. You've been here before in your life. I believe you've been here before in past lives, most likely, in my opinion as well. And you will get through this. But it's important to remain confident in yourself, to remain on top of yourself, to remain in control, and to remember at your core who you are. Okay, you are strong, you are immortal, you are so capable of coming through this without, turning down into this horrible lower frequency version of yourself. Stay high, stay strong, stay courageous, and just stay true and confident and centered in yourself. And that's it for today. And I just wish you the best health and the best, blessings and prosperity out there. And I hope to have a little program together shortly, probably this week, that hopefully will help you to remember these things. So look out for that. I definitely will put that out when that's ready. And but in the meantime, just take care of yourselves, and take care of yourself. Golden Shield, and the universe has got your back. Ivory Shield. All right, we're gonna get over this. Reaper reversed. Okay, so be blessed, be safe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye.